Good evening, entrepreneurs. Does everybody see me? Let me check before we start. Okay. Welcome, entrepreneurs. Welcome to 5 days to organize your legal affairs and generate over $1 million in your business. It's so great to be with you here tonight or this morning, wherever you are tuning in from whatever part of the world. It's an honor and a privilege to lead this live masterclass series for you. Give me a shout out in the comments. I'm really curious, where are you joining us from? Who is here with us this evening? Congratulations to those of you. Okay, so I will check now what is happening with the camera. There we are. Bingo. Okay. Now that the technical part is out of the way, let me start from the top. Welcome, entrepreneurs, to 5 days to organize your legal affairs and generate over $1 million. Give me a big shout out. I want to know where you're joining in from. This is what I was saying earlier. Let me know where you're based, and congratulations to those of you who joined us yesterday and the evening before. And for those of you who are joining in for the first time this evening, thank you for being here. I am currently in Germany with my family. And straight out of the masterclass, I plan on getting a mug of Glühwein and, dive into the quietness of the evening. So let me know, what are you up to? It's so great to be here with you this evening. And this live masterclass series is spread over 5 evenings, 5 consecutive days. We started on Monday at 6 p.m. Central European Time. And we met yesterday evening, and we still have tomorrow and the day after tomorrow for the live Q&A session. And all the replays of this live masterclass series are going to be replayed in my exclusive Facebook community, Legal Hacks for Entrepreneurs. So if you want to see them, they will be available there only for a limited time until next Tuesday. So come join us there, and you will have uninterrupted access to the recordings. And in these 5 live masterclass series, we have looked at 4 essential and simple legal pillars in your business: legal foundation, contracting, assets and monetization, and legal operations. In the first session, we worked on what is the best setup for your business and how to choose the best legal structure. And yesterday evening in the second session, we looked at contracting with clients, which essentially has an impact on your sales and figures. And what are some ways that you can streamline this part of your business so there are no bottlenecks and you have a steady cash flow? Because based on my experience of working in-house for various multinational corporations, there is a tight connection between contracting and cash flow, and I showed you how to master that. So make sure to join us in my exclusive Facebook community, Legal Hacks for Entrepreneurs, so you can watch the replay of that. And today you will get a chance to create what are the assets that you want to monetize in your business and build the legal structure for that, around that. And tomorrow we are going to look at what is required from a legal standpoint for you to grow and scale your business. And finally, on Friday, we will be answering live any questions that you may have regarding all of this and more. So make sure to send us your questions in advance at hello@spotlegal.io, and we will do our best to compile everything and answer as many questions as possible during the Friday live session, which starts also at 6 p.m. Central European Time. And for those of you who have just tuned in and don't know me, I am Olivia Marcu-Iordanescu. I am an international business attorney and founder of spotlegal.io, which is a platform for legal services where we partner with high-performing multi-preneurs to streamline their legal processes so they get 8+ figure funding. And I created this live masterclass series for you to have an opportunity to work on some of the key legal aspects of your business that will get you that funding that you desire and deserve, and to grow and scale your business. So if you are a high-performing multipreneur, super busy with making your vision come true in 2023, by inspiring and empowering your team and making strategic decisions that will move the needle for you in your desired direction, meeting with investors, potential business partners, strategic partners, targets that you may want to acquire, this masterclass series is for you because it will help you get clarity on what are some critical points that your investors will be looking at in your business before deciding whether or not to invest. And you can tune in and work live with me on these critical points. I've made it really simple and straightforward so that when you leave these sessions, you only have these clear action items to delegate straight out of each session and discuss and follow up on with your team. Or you can listen to the recordings thereafter. They're going to be available, like I said, only until Tuesday next week in Legal Hacks for Entrepreneurs, my closed, very private community of entrepreneurs on Facebook. Or even better, you can invite a team member to join us in the community. It could be maybe that you already have a legal in-house or someone else in the team who will be helping you implement these action items. And if you are a founder and you are just building or are at the beginning in your business, you are in the very early stages of your startup, this masterclass is also for you because you will be able to create a very strong legal foundation for your business that gives you two clear routes. Either you want to go for funding, and so in this masterclass, you will have everything in place for that and be able to add on that structure that we've built during these 5 days. Or option number two, you don't want to get funding. You are simply looking at growing and scaling your business. And perhaps you desire to remain a solopreneur and you are committed to building a profitable, impeccable service or product for your clients. And so you are here in this masterclass to bring clarity and integrity in your business, to build a solid legal foundation that empowers not only you, but also your clients, because ultimately you will be serving them an impeccable service or product that is 100% professional, makes a unique, impactful mark on your clients, and strengthens your reputation in the market. Great. So let me know in the comments, why did you join in the masterclass? What drew you to this? Which part? And where are you in your journey? I'm very curious to find out where you are. I know some of you already announced you're going to be here, like Sergio and Violeta. And thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm really curious to find out where you are in your journey. What are you dealing with right now? And what do you expect to get out of the masterclass? I joined on my other device because I'm really curious to see who is with us here tonight. And my husband is also here with us tonight. He's in the background dealing with the technical part. He's the technical mastermind behind our platform. And I'm very grateful to have him by my side. Good. So let me see. I say we dive into this evening's topic. And let me start by asking you a question. Are you the one always asking, when can we start? You know, like, is this a recurring question in your life? You are impatient for action. You may concede, you know, admit to some extent that analysis is helpful and comes in handy, or that healthy amount of debate and discussion can occasionally you know, yield some valuable insights, but deep down, you know that only action is real. Who is like that? I am such a doer. Okay, I'm definitely guilty of action. Only action can make things happen. Only action leads to performance. So once a decision is made, once you make up your mind about something, you cannot not act. Others may worry that there are still some things to consider. And, you know, I know that us lawyers have a tendency to always look at what are some risks, some implications, mostly what could go wrong for our client. It's our professional duty. But this doesn't seem to be your issue as an entrepreneur, yeah, and a business owner. If the decision has been made to go to market, you know that the fastest way to do that is to line up your team, roll up your sleeves, and get to it. And you are not going to sit around waiting until all the lights have turned green. You make a decision, you take action, and you look at the result and you learn. Yeah, this learning basically gives you your next action and then your next action and so on. So why is this relevant to our topic for today? Well, it absolutely is. Bear with me. Because today I want to look together with you at what are some actions you can take in your business to monetize your assets so that you can generate revenue in your business. And I want to, you know, I don't want to dwell too much on that, but actually we have to address the elephant in the room. Because, you know, a few weeks back when I was going live on my social media and I was saying there has been no better time than now to pick up the phone and call your clients and just check in with them and see how are they doing, what are they dealing with, where they are right now. Because my inbox was being flooded with emails, my social media when I was scrolling was full of layoffs, and it's real, it's happening. So there is kind of this element of what is 2023 going to bring. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to lead this live masterclass series in this week prior to Christmas. It's my gift to you to give you a framework, to give you a place to stand in your business so that you can complete this year powerfully and, you know, really embrace whatever circumstances that 2023 are going to be. because at the end of the day, none of us know, okay? Maybe you've noticed a slowdown in sales. Maybe you've noticed that VC funds are starting to look more at figures and metrics and so on. But at the end of the day, nobody knows what it's going to be like. So instead of waiting around for things to happen, my message is take action. And I'm going to give you some action points also out of this session, just as I did yesterday evening and the evening before, so in the previous 2 sessions. And I want you to take away from each session 3 key action items that you can implement immediately in your business. And that's why this introduction, so to say. And this is my commitment. It's no different than the other 2 sessions, and it does require from your side that you participate. So let me know in the comments who is in for some action tonight. Brilliant. Good. So let's make things happen. I want these sessions to be extremely valuable for you so that you can close this year powerfully, like I said, and not base yourself on some hope or story or fear or whatever. Just base yourself, ground yourself in real action items. Good. Assets. What are assets? This is the topic for this evening. And what are some actions you can take in respect to your assets? Well, let me give you my take on things. And of course, I want to make it clear, and I'm going to maybe repeat this in this session and in the coming sessions. Whatever I share with you in this live masterclass series, it doesn't amount to legal advice. It's something that I want to share out of my own experience, and I hope it makes a difference to you. So anything in your business that has the potential of generating revenue, irrespective of what form that takes, is an asset. If it is a money sucking machine or something that has the potential to stuck your cash flow because of maintenance costs or fees, that is not an asset, it's a liability. And of course, if you're looking for funding, your investors are going to look also at your assets and at the relationship between your assets and liabilities. But let's stick with assets for tonight. Tonight, in this session, you are going to start making a list of assets in your business, and I'm going to share with you some categories of assets, and I want you to write everything down, every big asset that you can identify. Are you ready? Good. So grab a pen and paper and let me know in the comments, ready. Let's go. So start by, writing this phrase all together. I hold the following assets in my business. Tangibles, whether it is real estate property or equipment, maybe you have a car fleet, maybe you have servers, maybe you own technical equipment like computers and so on and so forth. I want you to write all of that down. Take a moment to do that now. Good. And then another category of assets is intangibles. So let's take, for instance, intellectual property rights, trademarks, anything you've developed around that, like logo and branding, your brand book. Do you have patents? Do you have copyrighted materials? maybe software, maybe a device, maybe a tag, a product tag, designs, anything like that. But also know-how, trade secrets, internet domains. An example is, and this was and still is a strategy for many businesses, is to register as many internet domains as possible to make sure, on the one hand side, that nobody develops an online business presence that is identical or confusingly similar to yours. And it's that fear of being forced into paying ridiculous amounts of money for your internet domain, phenomenon that is known as cyber squatting. But in the process, you may be ending up registering also more than those internet domains that are similar or identical with your brand. And you just want to you register something because it's cool, or maybe you have a different business idea that you're not monetizing at the moment, but you might do someday, maybe, and you never got a chance to follow through with it. Now, if those internet domains are not commercially viable for you, they're not producing revenue, they're not generating revenue, then guess what? They are a liability. And of course, this is a tiny example. Yeah. Whatever you have hanging around in your business that is not generating revenue is a liability, is not an asset. It's not something that you are exploiting today and generating revenue from. So instead of keeping them and wasting your time to check every once in a while, do I need to renew something? Do I need to run some maintenance service? Whatever it is, yeah, whatever the type of good that you have, just start thinking strategically, what can I do with it? And if you don't see anything viable right now, sell it, transfer it, find a way to exploit it and generate a revenue from that. Okay. Now, another very important asset or category, as I like to call it, is team. This is a very special category. I cannot stress how valuable your team is, your staff, your employees, or maybe you are working with a network of freelancers from around the world. They may be one of the most valuable assets you have. And this is also a very important criteria for investors. They ask you, who is your key personnel? Who are the key people in your team? Who are the ones who are contributing to the product? Who are the ones who are contributing to the sale? Looking to understand, like, what is your secret sauce? How do you make this whole business work? What is it that generates revenue? And a lot of the times you will go back and realize that it's the people working with you in the business. Data. This is valuable information, another category that you have about the product or service or the market or the client or consumer behavior, historical data. And if you're asking yourself, what can you do with it? Then I invite you to look deeper, because besides using it to interpret your own performance, well, you can monetize it by developing maybe a new product, or in an adjacent market, or give consultancy to a horizontal supplier in your industry that are not competitors, to help them develop their own product or service, or maybe you want to develop something together with them. So you can hear, yeah, the possibilities are endless. And this is why I'm inviting you to make this list in this session and just continue writing down whatever comes to your mind. Your clients is another category of assets, are maybe your most valuable assets, right? And 2023 is definitely the year of relationships and relationship building. And if you haven't watched my earlier video, like I was telling you, I invite you to do, because, you know, in the buzz of everything happening in the world, you want to be close to them, you want to listen to them, and you want to know and meet them where they are right now. Don't text them, don't email. Make this year an exception and pick up the phone and call all your clients. Now, let me know in the comments what is your figure? How many assets did you identify? What are some categories, some examples? Give me a number. I'm curious to learn what you found out. Great. Marius has joined us. Welcome. So now the question is, what can you do with those assets, right? Well, first off, you have to approach your assets strategically. And what do I mean by that? So since I promised I would keep it simple and give you 3 actionable items that you can take away right from this session and implement in your business, when it comes to your assets and monetizing them, exploiting them, I want you to think in terms of 3 key actions. 1 is planning and strategy. 2 is creation and protection. And 3 is exploitation or monetization. Now, it's you in the first category, yeah, planning and strategy. It's about you understanding what are your current assets. So this is why we went through the list, the categories, and I invited you to write down all those assets that you can think of in your business. And you know, it just gives you a starting point, right? And things are starting to give you more clarity around what is going on in your business right now. Because, by the way, it may also be that there are assets related to your business that are not owned by your company, and that is perfectly fine. Maybe there are several companies within the group, or maybe you have registered some of the assets in your own name, or, you know, just look into that and start creating like an inventory, if you want, of all these assets that you have or sitting around, and you may not even be aware what's going on with them. What are you doing with them? How are you using them? Okay, good. Now, so planning and strategy is understanding where you are today and thinking about the future. For instance, if you set as a goal to make it easier for your clients to purchase your product or service, then it might be that you need to develop an app, or perhaps a website or an e-commerce platform if you don't have that yet, right? You will need to hire software developers. And so part of your planning and strategy needs to include making sure, from a legal standpoint, that all those new assets, the app, the website, the code behind it all, is proprietary to you or your business. This is short term, okay? So what I'm suggesting now is that you look at this in the long term, in your planning and strategy, and maybe include, what am I going to do with these assets in 2 or 3 or 5 years of operating the app or the e-commerce platform? Maybe you will want to license it out under your own brand or white label it. It may include finding partners, affiliates, yeah, that partner up with you and for a commission license your solution. Be strategic. Always create your business plan thinking not just next year, but 3 to 5 years going forward, and how you can monetize those assets in the long run. Now, second, we said, is creation and protection, is where you look at what is required in order to create or acquire that asset in your company. What type of contracts you need in place? Do they require registration? Do they require registration as a constitutive action or only as an opposability. We say that in legal language, forget that. What it means is, in order for third parties to know and be aware that you are the owner of that particular party, there may be some registration or formality that you need to undertake, because not all of them function or are created in the same manner. Okay, do you monitor the registrations? Are they up to date? For instance, a trademark is valid for 10 years. And if that registration expires and you miss the renewal, then that can potentially be a risk and an issue for you from a legal point of view. So before you can actually exploit and monetize your assets, you have to make sure they are properly created and they are your own property, and then look into whether or not they're registered. Third, finally, only after you've completed these two steps, these two first steps, you start looking into exploiting and monetization. And let's see what are some possibilities in this respect. Well, you can sell your assets, obviously, you can transfer them, assign them. Like I said, if you're not using them, they are liabilities, they are hanging around, costing you money, and they're not producing anything for you. You may decide to enter into a co-development agreement. So you're saying, I'm not selling, but I want to do a joint venture or a partnership with someone, if it is for research and development or simply to expand the distribution network. You can use a franchise model or something similar. So this is where you keep the asset, and because it doesn't serve you in the core of your business, for instance, you decide to develop an additional market using that asset so you can monetize it and generate revenue in your business. Another way is to rent or to lend the use of an asset to someone who needs it in exchange for a remuneration, a license fee if it's an intellectual property right. Or finally, my favorite, and the reason why I started doing this masterclass altogether, is finance, securitization, collateralization. What I mean by that is you may be in need of cash at some point in your business, whether it is to go into a new market or create a new product or introduce technology into your company, because everyone needs technology nowadays in some sort of form or manner. So what you can do with your assets is that you can seek financing and then bring that asset as a collateral, as a security for your investor or for your creditor. And they will want to know, what are the assets? How have you valued them in your accounting? And are they registered, protected, and so on and so forth. Now, let me know what you have picked from all these options. Like, where do you see having the list of assets nearby and the ways in which you can monetize your assets in your business? What do you see as a potential, as an untapped potential at the moment? Say, I have been having some internet domains lying around, or I don't know what patents, and I'm not exploiting them. Okay, and this and this I can do with them. I can give a license, I can sell them, I can create a new product, I can develop into a new market. Let me know what you picked in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions regarding this evening's session. And you can also send your questions to hello@spodlegal.io. It's an honor and a privilege to be with you in these live sessions, and I look forward to meeting you again tomorrow evening, when we are going to look at what are some healthy strategies from a legal standpoint, based on my experience, that can support you in growing and scaling your business in 2023. That's it for this evening. Thank you for tuning in, and be bold.